Bismillah Rahman. And what is this chemical kinetics? Chemical kinetics, it is the study of rate of chemical reaction, mechanism of the chemical reaction, and the factors that will affect the rate of this chemical reaction. All it is studied in the chemical kinetics. It means chemical kinetics actually the study of the chemical reactions, their mechanism. Mechanism mean the steps or the route on which a reactant changes into the product. So the mechanism of the chemical reaction and the factors that will affect this mechanism, all these are studied in chemical kinetics. Now we consider the general reaction as A changes to the product. A is the reactant and B are the products. Now what happened in the start? At the start of the chemical reaction, these reactants start to change into the product B. So concentration of the product at the start, they are very less, but concentration of the reactant at the very start of the reaction are increases, and with the passage of the time the concentration of these reactant A decreases and concentration of this reactant B increases. Now you can see here in this graph, concentration are given on the y-axis and time is given on the x-axis, and here these A reactant changes to the product. Now you can see that at the start the concentration of this reactant is maximum, but with the passage of time the concentration of this reactant is decreasing, and at the start concentration of the product is 0, but with the passage of the time this concentration increases. This slope of the graph is very steep in the start, both in case of the reactant as well as in case of the product. So the slope of the graph for the reactant or the product is steepest in the beginning, and this steepness shows that in the start the reaction is very fast. Reactants are changing into the product, and as the reaction proceeds, this slope become less steep. You can see here the slope is the steepness of the slope is decreasing. This shows that with the passage of the time this reaction is slowing down. It means the rate of reaction is changing every moment. At every moment the concentration of the reactant as well as the concentration of the product is different, and they take a time to touch this horizontal axis. At this stage they become the horizontal, mean here the reaction has been stopped, and we say that it is the stage when the reaction has been completed, because here the steepness of the slope is almost ended. So the rate of reaction we can define as the change in the concentration of the reactant or change in the concentration of the product divided by the time taken for that change. So you can see in the graph that reaction rate decreases with the time, and it is not uniform at any point. So it decreases continually until the reaction stop. And the rate of reaction has the unit of concentration divided by the time. That rate of reaction is the change in concentration of the substance divided by the time taken for that change, and we indicate the concentrations in terms of mole per decimeter cube and time in seconds. So unit for this will be mole per decimeter cube per second, as we have shown here mathematically, concentration in mole per decimeter cube and time in seconds. So the unit for the rate of the reaction will be mole per decimeter cube per second. Now when we consider the general reaction, that is A changes into the B, and we can describe it in two forms. One is with reference to the reactant A or with reference to the reactant B. And how can we symbolically show with in mathematical form? that rate of reaction is minus dA over dt. A are the concentration of the reactant. And secondly, when we will describe it in terms of the product, in terms of the B, we will write down the concentration of the B, dB divided by the dt. Here you can see that negative and the positive signs here. Now what this negative sign shows? This negative sign shows that with the passage of the time, reactant changes into the product. So concentration of this reactant decreases with the passage of the time. And the concentration of the product B, it increases with the passage of the time. So the positive sign indicates that concentration of this product is increasing with the time. Now what is the instantaneous and the average rate? And when we consider the rate at any one instant during the time interval, we say that it is the instantaneous time. Instantaneous time means the rate of reaction at any one particular time. That is the instantaneous rate. And when we calculate the rate of reaction between two time intervals, two particular time intervals, then we will say that it is the average rate of reaction. So rate of reaction calculated at any one particular instant, suppose here or here, at time 4 hours, at the 5 hours or the 1 hours, it is the instantaneous time because we have calculated it at a particular time. But when we will calculate the rate of reaction between two time intervals, then we will say that it is the average rate of reaction. And the average rate and instantaneous rate are equal for only one instant. And what that instant will be when the average and instantaneous rate will be equal, we can understand it by this. At the start of the reaction, instantaneous rate is very high because the concentration of reactants are very high. No products are formed in the start. So instantaneous rate is higher than the average rate. But at the end of interval, the instantaneous rate become lower. As the time passes, rate of reaction decreases. So instantaneous rate also decreases. And as the time interval becomes smaller, the average rate becomes closer to the instantaneous rate. We can say that when the time we will calculate the rate of the reaction at very small time interval, then our average rate will become closer to the instantaneous rate. But it cannot be equal to the instantaneous rate at any time. Instantaneous rate and average rate, they will not be the same at any time. But there is only one time when the instantaneous rate and average rate will be equal, and that is when time will be zero, when time interval will be zero. Only this time our instantaneous rate and average rate will be equal. So the average rate will be equal to the instantaneous rate when the time interval approach to the zero. Thus, the rate of reaction is instantaneous change in the concentration of reactant or the instantaneous change in the concentration of product at any given time. So, rate of reaction is equal to the dx over the dt, and dx is the change in the concentration of the product at any small interval of the time. Now, how can we calculate the initial rate of reaction? So, initial rate is the instantaneous rate because here the time is 0. And when the time is 0, it means we have just mixed the reactants. So, when time is 0, we will say that our product is negligible. No product is formed still when we just mix our reactants. So the initial rate is measured by determining the slope of line tangent to the curve at the 0 time, when time interval will be 0. At 0 time, you can see that here the time is 0, and we have just mixed our reactants. Product is also the 0, no products are formed. At this time we can calculate at this spot our instantaneous rate and average rate. They will be equal only at this time when time is 0 hours. This time our instantaneous rate and average rate will be 0. And how can we calculate our this initial rate of the reaction? We will draw the line tangent to this. We will take the slope. So when we will draw this tangent, as at 0 time we want to calculate, we will draw the tangent here, and from this it is the dx. It is the 10 mole per decimeter cube, and it is the 8 moles per decimeter cube. So it is our concentration difference. It will be 10 minus 8.2 divided by our time dt, and dt is from this 0 and up to this time. And here we can see that here almost 1 hour, that is the here the time is almost 1 hour. So at this point our time will be almost 3000 seconds. We convert this time into the seconds because we consider the units of the mole per decimeter cube per second. So we will convert this time into the seconds. So at this point almost the time will be of 3000 seconds. So when we will divide this, dx is 10 minus 8.2 and dt will be 3000 minus 0. When we will calculate this, we will get the time rate of our reaction will be 0.0006 mole per decimeter cube per second. It is the initial rate of the reaction when time is 0, and we can also say that it is the instantaneous rate because we have taken at the time 0. And in the same way we want to calculate at some other instant, just like when we want to calculate the rate at 3 hours. We want to calculate the instantaneous rate when time is the 3 hours. At the 3 hours we want to calculate, at this point we want to calculate our rate of the reaction. Now again what we have to do, we will draw the tangent at this point, and when we will draw the tangent, then we will calculate from this slope our rate of reaction. Now the dx for this will be dx. At this point here we can say that the concentration is almost 6.5 mole per decimeter cube, and at this point the concentration is almost 4.5 mole per decimeter cube. So dx will be 6.5 minus 4.5 mole per decimeter cube. Now what will be the dt when time is the 3 hours? We are going to take the rate of reaction at the instantaneous rate of reaction when time is the 3 hours. So at this, the difference of the times, that is the dt, here the 4 hours, and we will convert this into the seconds, almost 14,400 seconds, minus this 2 hours, and 2 hours when we will convert this in second, it will be 72,000 seconds. So when we will consider the dx over the dt, we calculate it will be 0.0002 moles per decimeter cube. The instantaneous rate at the start when time is the 0, that is also the initial rate of the reaction, it was 0.0006 moles, and after 3 hours when we calculated the time, it is almost 0.0002 moles per decimeter cube per second. So we have seen that rate of the reaction is decreasing with the passage of the time. So rate of the reaction is decreasing with the passage of the time. So we can calculate at any instant the rate of the reaction by just drawing the tangent, and from this slope we can calculate our rate of reaction. So we can define the rate of reaction as the instantaneous change in the concentration of the reactant or in the concentration of the product at the given time. The rate of the reaction is proportional to the active mass of the reactants or the active mass of the product. When more than one reactants are involved in the chemical reaction, here you can take this general reaction. A and B are the reactants and C and D are the products. So when we want to calculate the rate of reaction with reference to these reactants, so rate of the reaction will be proportional to the concentration of A and the concentration of the B. And when we will remove the proportionality sign, we will put this constant K here. And this is called the rate equation, and these square brackets, they indicate the concentration, as you have already know this, and this K is called the rate constant. So if we consider the concentration of the A and the concentration of the B as 1 mole, concentration of A is 1 mole and concentration of the B is also the 1 mole, and when we will put this in this equation, we put these concentrations in the equation, we get that rate of the reaction is equal to the K 1 into 1, and obviously it will be equal to the K. So rate of the reaction, it will be the specific rate constant of a chemical reaction, or is the rate of the reaction when the concentration of reactants are considered as the unity. So when the concentration of reactants are 1, our rate of reaction will be equal to this rate constant, and this rate constant is independent of the concentration of the reactants, but it is dependent on the temperature. It changes with the temperature. Hopefully students, you have understand the today's lecture about. Now today's the message is